Hello, everybody. Dave Neal here, stand-up comic power recapper of Bachelor Nation News. And we are back to scraping the barrel. Let me tell you something. It's like stories come, stories go. The sun goes up and the sun goes down, and we are here trying to make some gossip go round. Follow me on Instagram at DNeals. I'm live on Patreon right now, patreon.com/Dave Neal. If you enjoy what we're doing and you want to help fund this independent program, go to patreon.com/Dave Neal. We appreciate all of our donors over there. So we're going to get into the story. The prank explained. It's a big nothing burger, but you're listening. You already clicked. We're here. We'll get into it. I'm going to share several different stories in this nice little buffet of life that we have happening today on this thirsty Thursday. So Rachel and Gabby decided to prank the men. They decided to do a switcheroo. You know, the Parent Trap style. Remember that movie? The old Parent Trap? That was a good one. The old Lindsay Lohan vehicle. Did you know in the Screen Actors Guild, you get paid for every person you play? So she played both. That's like how Eddie Murphy, when he played the Clumps, he got paid for each person. I digress. Doesn't matter. So we'll get into that. First, we have Blake. Responding to his DMs, Blake Moynes, someone says, tell us the actual story on how things went downhill with Katie. It seems so unfinished. And again, the best part is it's from some random person. You think Blake's just going to randomly tell you the inner workings of his relationship? Take a hike, pal. But at the same time, it's like the audacity to ask this question. But Blake probably responded because he probably gets a lot of these questions. And he says, it's very finished. No need to go there again. It's an exhausting topic. Appreciate it. Yeah, they broke up, 8-9 months ago? It's over. It's done. It's done. Move on. All right. Next up, Michelle, speaking of breakups, and she goes, happier. Oh, yeah, breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Michelle Young is happier. What's that? She's feeling better? Michelle Young's happier. This is a good thing. We're happy for her. You couldn't tell by the way she podcasts, but that's a different story. We'll get into that in a second here. Here's some photos of Michelle Young looking. Again, there it is. I mean, golly, right? Looking great. She's got the elastic cuff pants, maybe linen. Are these linen pants here? Well, linen elastic cuff with high heels and some nice pockets there if you want to put a mini iPad in there and some sort of tan-lined shirt with a little open midriff. Looking good, Michelle. We're happy you're happy. And speaking of happy, I am happy when this video ends because I hate you guys are doing that. You guys are I'm doing the Lord's work for you guys because I'm watching this muck. And it's no offense to the people involved. It's just a bad format. The idea that we've normalized Zoom interviews, and again, I do a few, but it's not the entirety of my show. It's probably about 1% of my content is Zoom interviews, probably less than that. All they do is Zoom interviews. Get in the same city and have a dang conversation. It is so annoying. They're like waiting to talk on top of each other. And Michelle takes more time with her responses than Becca. Becca's like Yosemite Sam, just firing away. And Michelle's kind of like, let's think about this for a second. So no one wants dead air on a show. So as you watch this, you'll see kind of Becca Kufrin sort of, did I flip-flop that? Either way, you'll see Becca Kufrin sort of interrupt Michelle a little bit here. And Rachel and Gabby explain this prank that they were part of. Now, it's going to be confusing. Now stick with me. The title on this video is Rachel Sending Jordan V Home, but that's not what this is. The title on this video is Gabby and Rachel's Prank in Paris, but that's not what this video is. Whoever is in charge of this dumpster fire of a podcast got the title switched up and it's been a whole day and they haven't done anything about it. Let's just watch this video, then we'll watch the prank video.
Us more behind the scenes of how that all actually went down that night when Jordan did go home.
Yeah, I'm really glad you asked because, of course, it was crazy. No one ever expected that scenario, so we didn't have a plan for it. Mm-hmm. But as it was all happening, I was having a breakdown. I was crying, and I did call up Gabby. And I think people saw a little scene of her because I woke her up from like a deep, deep sleep to take my call. But we definitely had a full conversation about it and just decided it was the best decision for both of us.
Got it. So just to reiterate, you, like, even before you did not give Jordan the rose, that was when you called her. You're like, hey, I'm not feeling it with this guy. Maybe you are. I'm thinking of sending him home. Like, where are you at? That's kind of how it went down.
I think
maybe not so blunt, but
it wasn't. It was not. It was like it's going into it. I feel like our one-on-ones were so early that our first week one-on-ones, she was Rachel was like, I'm going to take Jordan. Is that okay with you? And I'm like, totally. Like, I know he's here for you if you do that. And then same with Nate. Like our early one-on-ones, we knew were safe. Like the other person wasn't going to get upset about because they didn't feel a connection with them. So it was kind of like she didn't even need to honestly check with me because one, I'm going to support her no matter what. And two, is like, oh yeah, like wasn't even a thought.
Okay, so they're on the same page. Breaking news, they're on the same page. Rachel, she's like, I got to send this guy home. He's too short, whatever she said. Because he was good on paper. Maybe he didn't. I don't know. I'm projecting that she sent him home because she's short. Who knows? But Rachel, she phones a friend, calls Gabby. Hey, I'm going to send this guy home. Are you cool with that? And she like looks at her Rolodex. She's like, oh yeah, I got some other guys here. I'm fine with that. And then they send him home. You don't say, Michelle. You don't say. So anyway, in this video, you'll see in the comment sections here that people are like, LMAO, the titles are switched, wrong title. Of course, no one's commenting on these. Why would anyone comment on these videos? They don't interact with you. You know what I mean? They don't. And I'm not saying Becca and Michelle don't care about their fan base. I'm just saying they work for this program. They show up, they turn the mics on, and some producer or intern somewhere is in charge of clipping these together. It's not part of their business model. They don't care about you. So then here we have the actual prank, even though this is titled Rachel on sending Jordan V home. My response was, tell whichever intern is in charge to figure things out. The fact y'all can't get your titles right is super embarrassing. Michelle, run from this podcast and do your own thing. Owning your equity is more important than whatever check they are cutting. Get out while you can, guys. It is a dumpster fire. This is bad entertainment. Nobody's looking good here.
Okay. Bloopers, whether they're shown or just funny things that happen or weird things that have happened week 1 through week 4. Can you tell us something that happened that we have not seen, even if it's off camera?
I don't know if they'll show it. They kind of teased it in one trailer, but when on our one-on-one in Paris and Rachel and I got to meet up afterwards, and Rachel was like, we should pull a prank. And I'm like, okay. And she was like, let's tell the guys that we had such a good day together. We think it would be best to switch on the night portion to see like if we're interested in the other one or just like switch it up. And their faces dropped. Like, I'm sure. We were being so serious, like not interested at all. Like Tina was like, honestly, that sounds like hell. And I'm like, okay, yeah.
All right. Now, they didn't show us this because why would they show us something fun that happened? But here's the clip. That's not it. Here's the clip from the trailer where they pulled the switcheroo, but they just don't show us the reactions.
Now things as we go. We have decided we are going to switch partners.
So they showed the reaction. They cut in between there. They don't show the rest. Again, none of my criticism, just so you guys know, is towards any of the on-air talent that's happening here. It's that the show doesn't provide them a better platform. It's like, look, sure, what are they getting paid? $30,000, $50,000, $100,000? I don't know. I don't know what they're getting paid, but it's just like not creating good content. And again, maybe this is just the slop they want to feed us. Who really knows? I'm not really sure. Let's see. Do we miss any other? Okay, here they are talking about how they're splitting up the men.
People are always like, do they actually like the lead? Or is it because there is that competition aspect and it is a show? And I don't know. I think for us, me and Gabby individually, I felt more just like, I don't know, when there was 2 of us, it was like, well, do they really like me? Or is it because Gabby doesn't like them? So now they're trying to like have self-preservation. So I feel like it was a little bit different for us, but I totally get what you mean by that.
Yeah. I think at the beginning of ours, the competition was more like who isn't going to get rejected by both or either, and who is. So then that their ego's trying to save themselves from the rejection because there's 2 of us. They could go to the other one and like vice versa. But then I think it also later when we both had our own journeys, I think it alleviated the competition that they had a choice. Right. Like they didn't just feel like,
all right, more from Michelle.
Pursue one because there's 2 of us. So like in my head,
producers, give Michelle the next question.
On our 2 different journeys, like we both felt chosen, us and like my guys to me, and then Rachel in the same like parallel scenario because they did have a choice. You know, we had a good grasp of who the other one was into, like right off the bat with like limo entrances and stuff. Jordan B's such a nice guy, but not necessarily what I would go for. So I was definitely full on like, Rachel, like, this is your man, you know, you explore him. Like, it was never even a question of like, oh, Gabby, did you? Like, nah, girl. But we kind of, there was a lot of unspoken, like, we just
That's the
knew that
thing,
about
too.
each other.
Right.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
if Nate, like if something would have went wrong on that date, like there's no way Nate could have come back to the house to date me. It was kind of just like once you went on that one-on-one, you were kind
Michelle.
of spoken.
She's
for.
like, no.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Yeah.
so glad
Okay.
that you
Yeah.
both said
Okay, Becca, interrupt Michelle.
something that Michelle and I had talked about a couple.
Once you went on that one-on-one, you were kind of spoken for in a way.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Yeah.
so glad
Okay.
that you
Yeah.
both said that, because that was actually something that
All right, credit where it's due. Credit to Becca. Listen, it's tough. There's a lag. I totally get it. Again, they should be doing these interviews in person. Look, come to Los Angeles. Get an Airbnb. Okay, you know what? All right, fine. I'll build your business plan for you guys. Get an Airbnb in Los Angeles, build a studio in the living room, have it pre-lit, have the mics ready to go, and then stay in LA for the duration of the airing of the show. Make it the media capital. Everyone's already here. If you want to have another studio in Nashville or Chicago or New York, do that as well. But please, can we stop with the internet? Oh, just like get off my lawn with the internet.
Michelle and I had talked about a couple of weeks ago, because I was kind of shocked that Jordan just full on went home, and I was like, there had to have been a conversation that we just didn't see. So I'm so glad you cleared.
Okay, so they cleared the air. Here, we're clearing the air. People go, Dave, why do you even make this content if it's such garbage? It's like, well, I just like when you have to scratch an itch sometime. Again, we got more content coming your way. I've got 2 videos up on the Dave Neal Show. I will pull those up for you guys right now. Dave Neal Show is my non-Bachelor channel. It's where I put all of my stuff that you guys don't want to see from the non-Bachelor world. 46,500 subscribers. WNBA star gets 9 years in a Russian prison for having a vape pen. This is ridiculous. We talk about it on the Dave Neal Show, and also the moment Alex Jones realized he perjured himself. If you like to see justice being served, if you want to see a amazing judge lay down the law on this guy, if you want to, this is the video you want to watch. This is good non-Bachelor tea for you guys. All right, that'll be it from me. More content coming your way. I'm going to go mess up the titles on this video just so I can fit in. All right, bye, guys. My button's not working.
You cut the crap.